This story revolves around a man who reaches a turning point in his life when his wife expresses dissatisfaction in their relationship and a desire to start anew. Despite his love and efforts, she decides to end their marriage, and this decision impacts not only their personal lives, but also their family. The story highlights how, when faced with obstacles and challenges in love, a person makes decisions that ultimately shape their emotions and thoughts in the aftermath. My name is Ted. I am 52 years old and live in New York State. My wife Kathy was 47 years old when we divorced. I had been married to her for 20 years. Our son Ron is currently studying somewhere else. He is 19 years old and pursuing his studies. I have a small business that brings in a steady income. About 25 years ago, I was at a bar in New York City when I first met Kathy. It was a chance encounter on a Friday night. When I saw Kathy across the room, I was hanging out with some friends and having a few drinks. Our conversation went quite smoothly, and her charm made me unable to help but get closer. I decided to talk to her. The connection between us was instant. Over the course of several hours of conversation that evening, I was completely captivated by Kathy's humor and intelligence about life. She is a free person, full of energy and passion. Almost immediately after that night at the bar, we started dating, and our connection grew stronger with each passing day. After a few years of dating, I proposed to her in Central Park, under the canopy of a beautiful oak tree. She agreed to my proposal by saying yes, in the presence of her closest friends and family. We exchanged vows in a more private and intimate ceremony due to my work reasons. During my time in New York, I always did well and never had any problems with money. I always helped Kathy have a comfortable life, like taking an Uber. Many of Kathy's friends married wealthy men, not only enjoying the comforts of their husband's income, but also living lives of leisure and luxury. Most of them divorced after only a few years of marriage and received sizable monthly maintenance allowances from their ex-husbands. I always remember that I advised Kathy to stay away from the friends she called pals, because I never liked them. Every time I had to pick Kathy up from parties with those friends, I felt very uncomfortable. Some of them even tried to flirt with me. I didn't tell Kathy about those things and decided to ignore them. Kathy has assured me that her friends would never affect the love she has for me and our family. After I put my trust in her, my life changed. For Kathy's 45th birthday, she threw a party with close friends. Even though I really wanted to spend time with her, Kathy said again that one of her friends was leaving town and it was important to see each other. Finally, I decided to take a step back and spend the evening alone with Mr. Jack Daniel. TikTok and Instagram are two platforms that Kathy is very active on. Before, she used to post every day, and her friends always supported her. A live post from her birthday party was posted on her account. The things I found were so upsetting. A cake was brought by her friends and was decorated with a male genitalia on top, looking as if it had just squirted some white icing. After taking a bite, Kathy cut the cake into larger pieces, and her friends all cheered and danced in celebration. Plus, I saw her group went to a men-only club afterwards. Kathy came back, and I told her that her actions were not only rude, but also very incompetent. I also reminded her that she has a 19-year-old son, and he also knows everything that happened. Additionally, I asked her about her trip to the strip bar, and she said her friend surprised her when she arrived at the bar. I told her that the surprise would end. It was her decision walking through the door. I told her that I was not satisfied with her actions. I also informed her that all of her friends were single, and her actions did not reflect that of a married woman. Because she started crying, I left her alone that night, not sleeping with her in the room we shared. The next morning, she didn't talk to me, but went to the gym. When I got to the office, I realized things weren't the same anymore. It's happened before, and things are about to get even worse. 2 weeks later, I asked her if she had any resentment toward me for what happened on her birthday. She said I reacted that way because I was jealous, because I had no friends, and would never throw amazing parties like her. This news shocked me. What kind of person could be so childish? Because I'm married, I don't go to strip bars and I don't eat strange foods. I don't like eating ice cream because it feels disgusting. So after talking, I went back. To work, the situation isn't much better, but we talked about it again on TikTok. Kathy suddenly became more active than before, and her daily vlogs attracted a lot of attention. We continued our lives, and I stopped watching videos on her YouTube channel. Even though Kathy was with us, she was more interested in the fans than in us. I celebrated my son's birthday, and it's not like he was upset. He asked me what was wrong with her. I told him that she seemed to be hooked on social networks. We laughed it off and continued. While driving back, I parked my car on the side of the road and asked her to get out of the car. I was so angry that I couldn't control it, but I tried my best. As soon as she got out, she started recording videos and sharing her surroundings. I took her phone, stopped the live stream, and politely asked her to spend time with her family while she was with them. There is a saying that you should leave without disrespecting our feelings or our time. I told her we deserved her time more than the camera. She stood there silently, then returned to the car. In fact, she wasn't even prepared to talk. After a year had passed, when the time had finally come for her birthday, I wished her a happy day at midnight and gave her a beautiful gold bracelet with diamonds. After she kissed me, she finished getting ready and went with her friends. A few minutes later, when she came back, I felt angry. I asked her if she still valued me in her life. To be frank, I didn't expect her to have any reasonable reaction since she had been drunk since morning. The next day, I approached her with the idea of going to therapy together because I didn't believe our relationship could survive if it continued like this. She just left in a hurry with a glass of water and was on her way to the gym. Because I wanted to talk about this, I decided not to go to work that day. She came home, but I wanted to talk to her, so I thought it best if she could go into the bedroom. I had no other choice. Even though I was quite uncomfortable, I still decided to talk to her. I asked her what she wanted and if she was really interested in investing in our relationship. During the conversation, Kathy shared that she had been thinking about divorcing me for the past 2 years. She felt like she was at a point where she wanted to start her life over again. I didn't understand very well, so I asked her again, "What do you mean?" She continued speaking. She is in the process of transitioning in life, and her friends are helping her with this. She shouted, "The only thing you see about them is the glittering makeup on their faces. They don't have a proper life. Look closely at their lives. Even though they are smiling at you, each of them is full of loneliness and depression. Do you want to go out? Then let's go. But remember that this world is not all sunshine and flowers. There are people like wolves who will prey on girls like you, then, in just a short time, will abandon you. Nothing important either. I will not seek pity from you. You only encounter wolves and hyenas, and they're just waiting for an opportunity to eat you. I won't look for you. That's it. But I will be satisfied no matter what." The room was completely silent. No one said anything else. Kathy posted a video to her YouTube channel saying that she has been preparing for divorce for the past 2 years, and now she is finally getting what she wanted. She said, "I just want to be honest because I don't know what to do next. I just want to be honest because I'm so tired. I decided to get a divorce. All my life I've been trying to changed a lot of things. I'm a little worried, but I'm also quite scared about this. You're feeling discouraged at this point, but this is just the beginning. The reality will be harsh, and it will affect you significantly." There were many times when she called me, and after receiving my response, she said that she simply wanted. She tried to talk to me because she missed me. I tried one last time and asked if she was willing to rethink my decision, since I was submitting the application tomorrow to the court, and there's no going back. Then I said, and hung up on her. Just a few weeks later, our divorce was finalized. I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to Kathy before she moved away. Although my child had a bit of difficulty accepting it, he admitted that he had predicted this. I'm doing fine. Kathy wrote on her Facebook page the day after my divorce. Less than a week has passed, and I see no light on the horizon, but there were small rays of light, as if there is foil, and then you take small toothpicks. Glimmers of light shine through. Time passed, and there were times when there were small rays of light. It's not enough to see what's on the other side, but enough to remind you that there is light there, even when things are at their worst. I want to sleep with the belief that I was closer to that light. I don't stand still. I have moved on. I will remember when I look back on this experience in the future. I have the ability, and I can accomplish this. I hope you will be successful in learning about these things. I suggest you learn more about why many women realize that, oh, we don't need men. She wrote in a post a few days later in response to a question that I no longer had to endure being abused or having a cheating boyfriend. I also don't need a man to have children. I'm not saying I don't want a man part of my life. I mean, I don't believe that all men are bad. Now I have a new boyfriend in my life. She then introduced an attractive young man around 20 years old who had great muscles and a very nice body. I mumbled that it was a pretty good way to spend money. I walked back to the office, fully aware that this was not going to be a happy ending. The next day, I watched another video in which Kathy cried and said she had broken up. I know her relationship with the previous person didn't last long, but it was really quick. I think it ended too quickly, as if the person had just woken up and disappeared. A mutual friend told me that Kathy wasn't the one who ended the relationship with that guy, but that she was actually dumped. Kathy couldn't express her feelings about it in a video. After that meeting, she was seen at a restaurant with another young man, and not long after that, they were seen together. What a coincidence. I was there for a meeting, and as soon as the meeting ended, I left very quickly. Kathy had no idea that I was watching her interact with another man. Although there was some discomfort, I didn't feel any pain or emotions at all. It's a video a friend of mine shared, titled 40 and Naughty. In the video, Kathy is dancing in just her underwear, and she even takes off her shirt. It looks like her friends are clapping for her, no doubt recorded at a private party at someone's house. A few days later, I decided to block my friend. I came across Kathy on TikTok because she was standing near the pool wearing a bikini and showing off her body. She captioned the video, "This is what a 47-year-old looks like. Truly a new low." She also revealed her Tinder ID, and I saw her again after clicking her ID link. Except for a few places with clothes she wore, those were just to hide the fact that she was almost completely naked. Actually, Kathy posted another video where she was hanging out with another guy. I could see that guy wasn't happy about being filmed because as soon as he came into the camera, he immediately pulled up his hoodie. This clearly shows he's just there for free fun and will disappear as soon as he's done. After a few days, Kathy posted another video. She asked if I could say I regretted the decision I had made. No, I'm not sure what kind of trouble I've created. No, I'm not sure. Actually, I don't think it's that bad, but now I no longer believe that my marriage was a bad thing. It's no problem at all. Even though my husband loves me very much, I disappointed him. Ted warned me that I was completely dysfunctional, but I didn't pay attention. All I wanted was to go back to my old life. My husband passed away, and my friends are no longer around. I just want to be reunited with the people I love. I was warned, but still chose not to pay attention to it. Now I want to come back when Chad and Tyrone are done with dance practice, don't I? Definitely not. I don't use leftovers. When Kathy arrived, I was in the office. When I asked about her sudden appearance, she said she wanted to go home. I just laughed and asked, "Where is home?" Selling our house, I was able to pay for your new grandmother Pat, as you call her, but she has no place to call home. She asked if she could move in with me. I told her I share a bed with a middle-aged giant. His name is Bernard, and he's not comfortable around me. According to her, she's not a stranger. That's right, Kathy. You're a stranger to that dog, and there's no place for you in it. I don't have room for you. You're not Jada Pinkett Smith, and I'm not Will Smith either. If my wife decides to go with anyone other than me, I will make the decision for her. I've endured enough. There's no need to kneel down and cry. I will keep walking." After Kathy left in tears, I went home to see my dog. I said that when I looked at Kathy's posts, I realized she was talking about frustration with the world and how difficult it was for a woman her age to find love again. I need more information from Kathy. She's been warned. As for everything, Kathy, yes, this is not the age to start dating. A fruit should only be eaten when the time is ripe. If you wait too long, it will spoil. On the other hand, we often choose to ignore the life lessons that nature teaches us. Your search for something beyond being a married woman made you decide to leave, even though you had it all. You have now been removed from the group. I'm over 50 and really don't see any value in trying to find love. I may never get married again. My dog is a wonderful source of love. When my son is ready to take over my position in the office, I will transfer the assets to him. I will do this as quickly as possible. I was excited to get out and soak up the sun while walking in the woods. If you've heard this far, I'd appreciate it if you click the subscribe button. This will help me a lot. In the end, the man reflects on the choices he made and the lessons he learned from the experience. While the relationship has ended and his wife has moved on, he finds solace in knowing that he has learned to value himself and the importance of self-respect. Despite the pain of the divorce, he resolves to focus on the future, knowing that his journey isn't defined by this chapter alone. With a renewed sense of purpose, he moves forward, embracing the light that lies ahead, leaving the past behind and accepting the lessons it has taught him.